Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again, and today we're going to be talking about the controllers and provider in the Nest.js. So if you can see my screen right now, so you see there's a client side and the HTTP request is going to the controller. So controller 1, 2, 3. There could be like inside one application, multiple controllers, like multiple modules going to be there, and every module is going to be having different controller and providers. So providers means like whatever the service file you create, those are the called providers, and you can just create helper service files as well. Like let's suppose you are creating some auth files or integration files like totally separate from the service, so you can just include those also inside the providers. Okay, so whatever the injectable files you are creating, those are called providers. So let's look into the controller. So we're going to be creating some API routes over here, and we're going to be using the guards as well on the like for the validation purpose, and we're going to be using the DTOs as well for like input and output of the data. And then we're going to be looking into these all of these things. Okay, so let's get started. Let's move into the code and I'll show you how we can create the APIs and all. So in the previous video I already shown you how we can create the resources. So it automatically give you one boilerplate, which you can see there are 5 CRUD points already there, like your create, read, update, deletes and get all. So those you can already find it over there. So after that you can just use it to modify the code. Okay, so let's move into the code. So if you see my code right now, so in the previous video I created this user modules. Okay, inside this we got users controller and user service and user module. So inside the module, controller and provider already included. Module binds your all the controller provided and other integration, whatever the files you have created, those files into the module, and this module get included inside your app module. Okay, and that module, this app module automatically served on your when you start your application. So it's kind of binding all the application in a single module, and then it's serving into the like in the local or anywhere wherever you are running your application. Okay, so let's go into the controller, and you see the create route is already there. So what would be the route for this one? So if you have done any versioning inside the main.ts like API v1 or something like that, so that's called app prefix. So you can just you can use like this way, app.prefix set global prefix like this way, and you can just set the prefix like API/v1. Okay, so after this, so when you set the global prefix, so whatever the route you are creating inside the user controller or any other module, so all the routes will start with API/v1, then it will go to over here like users, and it will go to create. Okay, so let's look at this. So let's go into the create one, and whenever I call this route, so it should return this one. Okay, so we will call it later. First we will call this get API, get me. Okay, so let's go into the Postman over here, and let's create another new collection over here, blank collection, and let's name it test project, and then add one route inside of it. So let's add the request. So it's gonna be get request. So inside this request like get me. Okay, and now our application is running on localhost 3000. I think this is correct, right? 3000. Okay, and HTTP everything. Okay, so currently no route found inside of it. So what we need to do, just use API/v1/users/me. So it should give us some details. Okay, so user action returns all the users, and which details, this string is coming from here, user.service. Action returns all that users. Okay, so because I call this route from here me user find all, and it is returning this string to me. Okay, and you see if going to the Postman, so you see 200 requests, and this is, and if I return the JSON from there, so let's just go over here into the service, and the find all just return this JSON, Control+C, status equals to this one, status equals to true, and comma data equals to like this one. Okay, now go into the Postman and hit the same API. So you see status is true and the data is coming. This action returns all the user. Let's perform one CRUD operation over here, like create, read, update, delete. So right now we are not using the database into this one. So in the next video we're gonna be looking at the database and migrations and all the things for the MySQL, and also I'm gonna be creating the video on the database like MongoDB, like NoSQL. So we're gonna be looking at NoSQL and MySQL both. So first we're gonna be looking at MySQL, then we will look into the NoSQL. So those both the videos gonna be separately created for this one. Okay, so you would be able to better understand into this one. So let's create one like dummy object over here. So let's just create private users. Okay, equals to, and I'm just going to create some users over here like this way, and inside this users would be having id like id1 comma, and the name of the user is going to be my name like AK, and then let's say okay name, and let's create the age as well, so age 25. Okay, so this is one user, and now create another users, few more, 2-3 users. Okay, like this one. So 25, 26, 27, 28, and let's change the id 4 3 2 1. Okay, so now this has been saved. Now we have to return it over here. So data gonna be returned as this dot users. Okay, we have to use this because we are using the class. So whatever the object you assign inside the class, that's gonna be included like this dot users or something like this. So you know how the class works, so you need to use this object over here. Okay, because you are using inside the object. So this is gonna be returning us to all the users. So let's make a pay call. So you see all the users are coming over here. Now what I have to do, I have to create one post request to add another user inside that object. Okay, so how can I do that? So just go over here and add example and add another request. Not just copy it, just copy duplicate it over here, duplicate, and then make it a post request, and just http, okay, and user slash create. Okay, and now pass the body, inside the body raw, okay, JSON over here, how to use the postman, but I'm just creating random value. So BBC, the name of the user, and the age of the user is 56. Okay, and make sure your keys should be formatted by the double quotation. Okay, because this is the JSON file, so you have to do it. Okay, now let's go into the code and do some setup like for this one. So user will come, create user DTO. So we need to update the create user DTO. Inside the DTO, nothing over here. So what input we're gonna be receiving over here? So like first is name gonna be string, okay, and age gonna be your number. Okay, and if these values are empty, so we're gonna be doing the error handling as well, like validation @ is not empty. So value should not be empty whenever you like take the input by API call in the body. So it should not be empty, there should be the value over there. So age should not be empty. Okay, same for the name as well. We need the name is not empty, @ is not empty, and same, just apply like this way. Message name should not be empty. Okay, and also you can add one more thing over here, like @ is string. It will check the data type of this value. Is it a kind of a string type or the number type or different type? So it should not allow apart from string. Okay, so name should be string, right? And same we can apply for this one. @ is number. So is it the number type or the string type? So first one, it will check like maximum minimum value, so we don't have to assign that one. Another, inside the number you can just pass the message. Okay, so this message will come when any value is wrong in the input, so it will automatically pass this message inside into your request, okay, as an error. Okay, so we will validate it, we will check everything. Okay, so just pass this age should be number type. Okay, and now our DTO has been created. Let's go to the controller. So we have to pass this value. It should go into this one, and then we go to create, and create should pass whatever the value we have, like we are passing. Okay, so create user DTO. So whatever the value we are passing, that same value should be appended, should be thrown into the response. Okay, so now let's try to send it. So we are receiving it, and let's suppose if I don't pass the age, Oh, it's coming, so it's not validating the request. Okay, let's go over there. It's fine over here, there's no any issue over here. Let's go into the main.ts. So you see we have not enabled the validation, global validation pipe over here, so we need to enable that. So we need to do app.use global pipe, okay, and then new validation pipe. Okay, and now if we hit the request from the postman, so you see I'm receiving the error message. A should be number type, A should be not empty. Okay, so both the error is coming right now, which message we have already passed inside this DTO. Okay, and if I remove the name part, so name part will also throw the error, like both the error will start coming. Let's remove the name part from here and then do this one. So you see all the error messages are coming, and if we reset it, okay, and then send it, so you see the request is fine. Now let's add the data into that user array, okay, user list. Okay, so let's go into the service file over here, and over here inside this one, so we are receiving the data. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna be increasing the number random value over there, like adding the random ID, and then we are just passing that value inside it. So let's create the object const new user equals to id equals to math dot random. Okay, so any random value will create between 100 to 1000. Okay, in the 1000, so I'm putting the random number over here. Okay, don't put any number, just multiply by 1000. So any random number will come and it's going to be multiplied by 1000, and after that just pause the create user DTO. And now what we have to do, we have to return all the values, like we will return for checking all the users with this new user. Okay, so first just do this one, this dot users equals to this dot users comma new user. Okay, so we'll push the details over there, and then this dot users. Okay, so let's try it out. If we hit enter and try it, so you see now new user is coming with this ID, so it should be int type, then this is kind of float type of decimal value is coming, so we should not get this one. So just do over here math dot abstract. Okay, abstract, so it will be always round figure value, math.round. Okay, so now go over here. Oh, abstract doesn't do that thing, it will just convert the minus to plus, plus to minus, so we need to use math.round. Okay, now it will always gonna be solid value. So just go over here into the postman, enter. So you see now it's coming 474. So now let's go into the me API and just return this one. So whenever we save it, so it will be changing. So this dot users. Okay, so we don't need to save it, so because the data will be saved over there. So you see our value is coming over here whenever we pass new value, so it's saved in the session right now because it's same session. And if I save the page, if I go into the code and save it, so it will refresh all the data, and again the app will start from 0, and only these 4 value will come over there. Okay, so now another value has been appended over here, but it's saved in the session right now. Okay, in the same session. So as much as value you like object you will append, so those are gonna be as it is over there. Okay, so you see this value is coming, and if I go over here and try to add another one, 56 BVN and BB5. Okay, so let's see, BB5 is also coming, and I go over here and get API. So you see another value is coming with the same ID. Okay, so that's how you can just create the data. Now let's go to update any of the data over here. So let's create one more duplicate of this one, post API. So we're going to be creating as a put get API put and user slash update slash user ID. There should be ID, so I'm going to be putting one ID, and the body gonna be, so we're gonna be updating name. So name of it, like name right now the first number of value, the name is a.k, so we're gonna be changing it to something like blah 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 blah, and age, just leave the age as it is. Okay, so just go into the code again over there in the controller, and over here just go to this one. Where's the patch? Okay, this is the patch, so we're gonna be just change it to put. Okay, ID, put ID, so we have to make it update slash id, okay, and then id will come in the param, so id will pass over here. So just remove this plus, I don't think we need it. So just go over there, id, update, number is fine, update user dto is fine. We'll see, just return the update user dto, okay. id is number, just remove the plus. id is string, but id is passing as a number, so that's why it's included as a plus, but we can just remove it and we can just count it as a number over here as well, so it's gonna be fine, okay, because this is type case is different, but inside this update function the type case is different, so that's why it's getting confused. Okay, now update service, let's check it out. So what we're gonna do, just go into the update and service over here, whatever the id is coming, just filter the data according to that. So return this dot users dot find item equals to item dot id equals to id. Okay, so it's gonna be returning the same id data to me. Okay, so let's go over there, go into the postman. Okay, postman, so I have passed the id number 1. Let's read. So it says 200, okay, but it's not returning any data to me. Why is that so? So there would be some problems. No problems. Is there any one number ID? Yes, there it is. So let's console the details over here. Log number ID, comma, update user detail, and just go into the save. Okay, and just hit. Let's check over here. So the details are coming exactly. So you see the I1 is coming and the name is coming. So I think the one problem is that the type case is different. If I remove one double equal to, and now if I check it, so you see the value is coming because the value we are passing in the param, it's getting converted into the string, and that string, when that string is getting matched with the number type, so the values are like totally not matched. Just because this is number type and we are receiving a string from there, it doesn't matter what type case you have defined over here, but value when it is coming from the request is converting into the string, and when you are matching the string with the number, it's not getting matched. When you include 3 equal to, which means it will match the type of that value as well, and if you include the double equal to only, so that means it's just checking the value, input value of that, not the type of that. Okay, so that was the issue. Now we have to modify it. Okay, so let's go over here and modify it. So how we going to do that? First we need to find the value. First find the index of that, or just find the value. Const find index of the value, and just copy this one and paste it over there. Okay, copy and paste it and just use it, find index. Okay, and now just do use this dot users and find index dot, you can just do dot name, find index equals to, you can do just like this way, dot update user dto. Just do it, update user dto. That's it. Okay, id is missing, we need to update the id, so you can just do like this way. So comma dot update user dto, comma dot this dot users find index. So that's how you can do. Okay, and now we can return the updated user over here. So this, the users find index. Okay, so the updated user we can return over here. So if I talk about this logic, this is the rest operator which I am using right now over here. So it gonna be spread all the data of this update user dto into this object, and will spread the data of this object. Whatever the new thing we will append over here, so it's gonna override it. Like let's suppose the name is already exists into this one, but when we update it over here, so name gonna be override with that new one. Okay, same with the age as well. Okay, so let's try it now. Let's save it. Okay, now going to the postman. So this value has the a, k and 25. Okay, now it should be 56 and this name value. So let's enter. So you see age has been changed, dc, vc, and this is changed. 1 is coming. Now going to get all, and you see the name is changed and age is same. So that's how it is working. So the CRUD is working. Now another thing is we have to create the delete API. So same, the delete API is also gonna be working. So just create the duplicate of this one over here and just go and pass, just create the delete and pass the value like whatever the parameter you're passing. No need to pass anything inside the body, and just mark it as a delete request. Okay, so just do some changes into the code. Go into the code over here, controller, and inside the controller, so you are already receiving param, so just make the changes in API, delete slash param id and remove, and you will receive the id over here. Now go over here, then the id will come, so you just need to filter the, so into this one you can just receive message user deleted successfully. Okay, like this one, and now you go and remove the data from there. So we can use the same code over there as well. So just go over here, control C, and find index of it. Okay, now just go over here, this dot user dot splice. Okay, find index comma 1. Okay, so what it will do, it will remove that object from there, and rest of the things will be as it is over there. Okay, now just go into the console log, into the Postman, and let's try it. Okay, so you see the delete option is there, so let's add some more object over here. So let's add this one. So you see one object is got added, 803. Okay, now update the 803. Okay, with the new data. So 803 I updated. Okay, so you see the details has been updated. Now get all and see, so 803 is coming. Now go over here into delete one and just save it. Okay, so this is delete one. Now delete the 803 apart from 1. Okay, we can delete 1 as well, so just delete it. So cannot delete 803, not found. API v1 uses delete not found. I think this path is not found, so let's go over here into the code, controllers, delete slash id should be working, right? Delete slash id is correct, right? Delete slash id, user slash delete slash id, and the id is coming over here. Remove id, remove. Let's check this out. Oh, I think we did not save the code, that's why we need to save the code. Okay, control S, so that's why it was not working. So let's go into the Postman again and just get all. So the object has been removed now. So let's add one object, 803. So let's add it. So now new object is 792. Okay, just update the 792 from here. 792 updated. So update 792 updated. Now go into the delete. Okay, get all as well, do get all. So you see the 792 is coming over here. Now go into the delete. Okay, and now update the 792. Okay, so you see user deleted successfully, and now go into the get API. So you see 792 has been deleted. So that's it, that's the CRUD API call. Okay, so CRUD, create, read, update, delete. So these are the 4 APIs which we have to use all the time whenever we are making any feature or anything like to do application or profile application, contact service, and all the things. So you have to use the CRUD application, and mostly like in the CMS you have to use the CRUD, like create, read, update, delete. So these are the 4 things which are the major thing when you create any API calls. Okay, so that's it from this video, and in the next video we're going to be discussing about the guards and all. So how we can use more validation and the request. So you can validate the request by using the decorators which comes in the type JavaScript and TypeScript. That's we're going to be looking at into the next video. So thank you so much guys, thank you for watching, and I'll meet you in the next video. Bye bye.